Today on the grid, we are doing blind photo critiques of headshots with our guest, the insatiable Peter Hurley. Plus, I've got a big announcement that will impact the lives of approximately 9 people watching the show today. And as always, we got some cool giveaways for you folks who are watching us live. All this, Peter Hurley and more, starts in just 60 seconds.
Grid is brought to you by Tamron. Check out their 28 to 75 millimeter f2.8 lens. It's for Sony full frame mirrorless. It's awesome. Go to tamron-usa.com. And Westcott. Check out their new Rapid Box switch. It has 9 light modifiers and 13 quick swap light inserts. Check it out right now at fjwestcott.com.
And ProPhoto, the light shaping company. Check out the ProPhoto B1X. Power in all the right places. Go to prophoto.com/US. And Spider Holster, makers of amazing camera holsters and accessories like the brand new Spider Holster tripod carrier. Check them out at spiderholster.com.
And Platypod, the tripod alternative that is changing the world. Everybody has a Platypod. You should too. Go to platypod.com.
Well, hey, everybody, welcome to another live episode of The Grid. My name is Scott Kelby, and our special guest, the insatiable. Did you notice that I used that new word to describe you?
I'm insatiable.
And vivacious.
I like both.
They're good, right?
I am vivacious.
Right. And ladies and gentlemen, it's Peter Hurley. Welcome, Peter.
Thanks, Scott.
How many times is this for you on The Grid? Like 4 or 5?
Probably.
This is your second time on this set.
Second time on this set. Yeah. Didn't I come in with a big beard or something on this set?
You might have. Yeah. Might have been a ZZ Top thing.
I change my look often.
I know you do, but they all look good, and that's what's so amazing. It doesn't matter really what you do with you. You always look good.
I'm in a transition phase right now. I don't know where I'm going with this. I don't know where I'm going.
It looks really good, though. You don't have to go anywhere with it. You're there.
All right, I'm here.
And you're looking great.
I'm here. Thanks.
So you've been competing with your sailing?
Yeah, I'm here. So every year I come down here and I sail out of Clearwater. So the race starts tomorrow. I got a 4-day regatta and then back to New York for a day and then off to Vegas for WPPI.
Yeah, maybe I'll see you there. I'm going to be at WPPI.
Awesome.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll see you there.
What about these people?
Hopefully we'll see some of you out there.
He's
as he says, as he calls you, these people. He's just generic. It's a big generic thing. You know why he can get away with that? Because he's insatiable. Anyway, we're glad to have you here. We are doing critiques of headshots. We put out a call yesterday, and people sent in their headshots. We have lots of headshots. Now, I was just telling Peter that we have a new format that we do 3 minutes per person. So we're going to get into that. But I have a big announcement that will impact the lives of approximately 9 people that are probably watching today.
It's big.
This is big. Ready? Big. So June, and the dates are June. Let me get the right dates here because this is important because you don't want to just say the wrong dates, which I'm totally capable of doing. Hold on. It is June something. My stupid calendar will not go past February. Hang on. I got to find a better calendar. I'm just going to type it in my 1 second. Don't move. I love it when I'm this prepared, but I'm really not here. All right. Let me look at the dates. Load.
Do you want me to entertain them while you're looking at the dates?
Yeah, would you? Because I can't even find the dates.
Are all the headshots that we're going to critique today already in the system?
Yeah, they're all set.
Oh,
yeah.
boy.
What, did somebody sent one in?
Well, no, but if you missed out on it, it's all right. You can always submit something on Headshot Crew to Headshot of the Week. We got a Headshot of the Week going. We also have a Headshot of the Month going. We do that every month and every week.
There you go.
So get them in there if you want,
Good cover.
to do that.
All right. June 7th through 10th. Here it is. June 7th through 10th. Get ready for an unbelievable hands-on travel photography workshop in Paris, France. In France. If you thought my Italian accent was bad, wait till you hear my Parisian accent in Paris. So I have 9 spots open. It's Mimo Madani and I. We're going to be in Paris, and you're going to learn travel photography, and we are going to just have an amazing time. The architecture in Paris is incredible. The food in Paris is incredible. And we're going to be doing live shooting. We'll be doing shoots at dawn, at dusk, in the day. We have some surprises planned. It is going to be an amazing experience. I've only got nine spots open. All of my other workshops have been sold out in advance, so if you're thinking of going, go to ScottKelbyWorkshops.com right now and grab one of those 9 spots. We're going to have an amazing time. If you haven't gotten a chance to meet Mimo or work with Mimo, he's done my last 2 workshops, the one in Rome and the one in Venice, and he is a treat. He is a joy, and no one works harder at a workshop than Mimo. That guy busts his butt, and we have such a great time. So go and reserve your spot right now. The dates are June 7th through June 10th in Paris, France. We have a wonderful location, literally walking distance from Notre Dame. So we're in a great location, and it is an amazing city, and there are photographic opportunities in Paris. You've been to Paris.
I've been to Paris. Yeah, I've been to Paris.
It's like one of the greatest photographic cities on earth.
It's got to be. It's beautiful.
It may be number 1.
It's got to be up there.
Yeah, it's got to be up there.
Got to be way up there.
Anyway, our workshops are so much fun. They're just a blast, and I hope you'll come and join us for the post-processing, for the learning, the shooting, the laughter, the food. Did I mention the food? It's
oh my
gosh.
gosh.
French food is amazing.
Amazing.
It's ridiculous.
Have you done Paris? You've done a workshop in Paris before?
No, this is my first workshop
really?
in Paris.
Wow.
Yeah, never.
Wow.
Yeah, I only do a few a year, so I mean, I rarely do them. So,
but you've shot in Paris a ton. I've seen pictures.
Yes,
of you.
I have shot in Paris a ton, and I've got some great locations. I have some little-known locations that most folks wouldn't know about, and I got a lot of fun stuff planned because I always plan surprises and stuff.
That's cool. That's cool. I've been asked to go to Paris. I'd like to go sometime, so maybe I'll eventually get there. Hasn't happened yet.
Paris
with
is
a workshop,
amazing.
anyway.
With a workshop, oh, it's the best. All right, here we go. We're going to look at some images from Mr. Hurley. For Mr. Hurley to critique. Now, we've asked people to send them in. We don't know the names of the people. All we're going to see is their images.
Don't want to know.
We don't want to know. We've got a 3-minute timer,
Blind.
which I have here on my phone, on what we call Le Phone. Everything's French now. It's going to be all French. We're going French here.
Here we go.
All right, let's take a look and see what we have. This is our first. We're going to get 3 minutes here. So this is our first person.
I got a bunch of headshot crew people in here. This is awesome.
I was going to say, this looks like these are pro headshots, too. They look like you took them. They've got the look at the squinch here.
They actually have but they do have the squinch, but they have that what's it called, the cinematic thing that Dylan Patrick does, where you shoot outside and you get that shallow depth of field with that background like that.
Oh yeah, but look at the nice kicker light. Yeah, I mean the
kick's nice, the expressions are nice. Am I critiquing each one? Is it 3 minutes for all 3 of these?
Yeah, it's 3 minutes for all 3.
Let's just go over this one. This one's great. I mean, she's got a killer expression. I'm not a fan of the makeup. It's a little overdone for me. I think that her chest is too pale compared to the face. So a lot of times, guys, the makeup artist puts the makeup on the face, but you don't want to put it all over the chest. So all you got to do is warm that area up and darken it a little bit. The chest should not be brighter than the face. But he's got, it looks like it's outside. So it looks like the hair's being lit up by daylight, which is warmer than I'm guessing strobes in this case. Sure. But the expression's amazing. It's too heavy on I can't stand matte lips. But it's a nice shot. It's a nice shot. And I'm not big on hair half up and hair half down in headshots. I just never liked it. Go back to the other one. That's the same deal. Like it's not a thing for me. It just never was. I've tried it. I just haven't liked it. Go back to this one. Let's go with this one. She's got her squinch going on. I'm not a huge fan of whatever it is underneath that's creating that kind of distracting catch light on the bottom. Do you get that?
Oh yeah, it's very subtle though.
Yeah. The lean the shoulder slope seems to be going towards the rear of the frame, which is a little weird. And the green, I wish it went all the way across instead of that tree or something back there.
That little brown thing on the side.
I mean, but the quality of it's beautiful. Like I'm doing what is called shablitzing on the headshot crew. And shablitzing is like going into the shot in detail so you can have a learning moment. Even though these shots are really good, if your whole portfolio looks like that, obviously this person can get work by doing this, and he or she is getting the expression pretty nicely. This guy, I feel like the kicker's a little bit hot and hitting the ear. I like it's shot a little bit high. I like shooting lower. I don't like the shoulders going all the way across the frame, and the neck of the sweater's got a little thing by the neck that's a little open up. But the guy's, he's pretty cool. He's got his squinch on. The hair's cool. It's kind of messy, and the background's, I mean, for me, it's not my style, but let's not critique the background, because this photographer has a look put together and they'll make money off of this. So that's really what it's all about for me. I would lower the camera in that one. This one's okay.
You know what's nice? It does look like the same photographer took all three.
Didn't it? Didn't the same photographer took all three.
But you're going to see as we go through here, you're going to see all kinds of images where it looks like three different people took the shot.
The consistency is key.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're the way that you learn is through the evolution of a product that you create. So that photographer's creating that product, they're going to evolve from there. You know, I give away the what I do through the Headshot Crew. I teach what I do, and you guys through the book that Scott and I wrote together. I teach a process that's my process, and my process has evolved from that process. So that's what I love to see, consistent work, because everything evolves from repetition. And if you keep repeating, you'll tweak it and tweak it and tweak it, just like I have and like a bunch of people have, and be successful. So that's great.
Hey, we're off to a good start.
Is that 3 minutes?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, it is. All right, let's take a look at another set here.
The Headshot Crew is here representing our skipper.
All right, that's Pedro. Awesome. All right.
Oh, my gosh, we're in Flairsville.
Yep.
We are.
Hey, some more comments just real quick now that we brought them up. John says, greetings from Miami. Bridget says, hi, guys. Hope you're all having a great week. Or Brigitte, sorry. Brigitte?
Susie.
I do that every time her name comes up. I always mispronounce it. Brigitte. And Stephanie says, hello from a very, very, very soggy East Tennessee. When will it ever stop flipping raining? I don't know, but Susie Q says the term shebang was used by Civil War soldiers. They were each issued half a tent. They would put the two together and have the whole shebang. She goes, that has nothing to do with this episode, but it is interesting.
I think it was the whole shebang, but it's with an E. Mine's with an A. I make up words and I change them. So I did it with an A on purpose, so that it was different than the whole shebang. But that's a good story. I like the story. The tent with the shebang. I love it.
I like that.
I didn't know that.
That's the whole shebang.
Now we're finding it out. We're in discovery mode, people.
All right. We are on lens flare mode.
We're in Flairsville. Okay.
Flairsville. Here we go.
She's pretty. It's just there's too much light coming through that hair, and the hair's unruly.
Yeah, it's frying. It's literally frying the hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. We're not in Squinchville, that's for sure. We've got a negative squinch going on.
Wait, back it up. A negative squinch. Is that when the eyes are too
This
open?
is reverse squinching, yeah.
Reverse squinching.
Yeah, we've got hair creeping into the corner of the eyeball. We've got what I consider BPS, big pupil syndrome, which happens with strobes. But, you know, I just like real estate in the eye. I like bringing the color out, so I shoot continuous light to bring the pupils down. We're high in the camera, too. I shoot real low these days, guys.
You're shooting low in relation to the subject.
To me, it's about simplicity. So I implemented this past week, actually, in the Headshot Crew, a simplicity quotient. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how simple is the shot? Because what I found as the evolution of my process, my shots have gotten simpler. So I bring people in that I've shot years ago. I did it yesterday. I was doing a workshop down here for a buddy of mine who unfortunately got diagnosed with ALS. So I did a fundraiser for them, and I shot him in 2008. I shot him in 2012. I shot him yesterday. But you can see he was an actor and a host in 2008. You could see my work has changed since then. How much it has changed. All it is based on simplicity. It just got simpler. I turn people less. I twist people less. I shoot straight at them. All this, and then I just work it on expression, and that is so important to me. So I developed this thing called the simplicity quotient on a scale of 1 to 10. How simple is the shot? And for me, if it's simplicity of a 10, it means there's nothing that distracts you at all about the image. And it gives it more, another word I made up, lookability. So, which is in the book. Lookability is in the book, isn't it?
Yeah, lookability.
Lookability is an image's ability to secure attention from an onlooker. Isn't that what you want out of your images? So how much are these securing our attention is the lookability. Like simplicity factor is low because the arms are weird. We're shooting high from above. We've got a lot of makeup. We got big earrings and stuff like that. In a headshot, doesn't work. In real life, it works fine. In a headshot, it becomes overpowering for the human, I believe. So it just becomes too much. I also think that she looks overly made up, done hair and makeup. She looks like she might be a makeup artist or something. Or a hairstylist. So I would show the hair. Like the hair's cropped into too much on this one. But the arm's going out of frame. I did this video called Hold Your Sub, and I like the arms going straight down out of frame, not on angles and weird like this. And now we got a deltoid into some sort of tricep situation, into an elbow that goes down. It's just weird. It's not simple.
All right. So if you had to give some advice to this
shablitzing,
headshot
though,
photographer,
right? Am I shablitzing?
What would you tell them?
Is this the same photographer?
These are all the same photographer. They
Well,
look very different, the three.
Yeah, they look very
being
different.
all on a white background.
Yeah, I think they're onto something with their lighting. I think it just needs to be simplified. They need to do less. They need to get their camera height standardized, and then go from there, and then work on expression. Obviously, expression on that. And they can't be shooting in like backlit. The two of them are backlit, right? And the other one's front lit, but it's not bad, the front lit one. So the lighting's not like that's interesting lighting. It's just in flares. So if the flaring wasn't there, it'd be a decent shot. You just can't have hair that's that distracting. She's pretty, and the expression's almost there. I'm almost with it, but it's decent. It's just that the hair's just distracting, and the fact that it's flary and you can't even see. It's a floating head with a white in a. It looks like a sea of some sort of blizzard situation. I don't know.
It's a blizzard situation. People, we have a blizzard situation.
Yeah, but then, not bad. That's just fine tuning we're talking.
Right.
Like I'm shablitzing everything, guys, because you wouldn't learn if I wasn't able to come in here and give you some good tips. So I got to go all out. But it's you guys. It's a lot of it's fine tuning. And if everybody on here would listen, just do the simplicity quotient. Think about it. Look at your work and see how simple you can make. If you make it simpler, and then it becomes all about the expression and the person. And if your lighting's good and it just draws. We're going to be all drawn. You'll see. We're going to get some shots that are really simple. We're going to be drawn into. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's not just for headshots. When you're talking about simplicity, I think it goes through everything. It goes through landscape, through travel, through sports. It goes through that simplicity thing is a big photographic technique that when you see pictures that you love, they're usually not tremendously busy. They're usually very simple.
Yeah. My favorite headshots that I take, and I shoot everybody like this, the first headshot I take is called a head-on headshot. Square. Put the grid on in the camera, straight down the barrel. I put the grid right down the person's nose. I shoot them, I square them up, I shoot straight on them. That's how I start every session.
That's good to know. I have a trick question for you when we come back. It's not a trick question, but it's a question that some people might be wondering, because I will ask you it on the break when we come back from the break. So coming up next, a tough question for Peter. More of our headshot critiques. All that is coming up next.
When you need a tripod that is compact, that is portable enough to take with you anywhere, one that is adaptable to any situation, that will prove versatile enough for any shoot, and is compatible with your other gear, giving you freedom to create your own perspective. Look no further. Platypod Ultra does it all. Visit platypod.com for more info.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by B&H Photo, the professional source since 1973.
Hey everybody, Scott Kelby here with our special guest, Mr. Peter Hurley. We are doing headshot critiques. Hey, I just want to mention, because a lot of people asked about last week's Bon Jovi update. So last week I was lamenting my issues with finding the keyboard sound for the song Runaway. So I have a home recording studio, and I do all these old classic rock songs and stuff. I did it originally to learn how the software works, but then now it's a thing. And so, I just finished Motley Crue's Don't Go Away Mad. Now I'm on Runaway from Bon Jovi.
What?
And the keyboard sound was recorded back in the 80s, and it wasn't recorded by their current keyboard player, Dave Bryan. It was recorded by a studio musician at the time, because Bon Jovi didn't have a band yet. It was just him in a studio. And then after that song hit, he put together his band that you know today. Anyway, so people were sending me in all kinds of emails and try this sound or try here. Look what I found in a forum and all. Well, what I finally did was I kind of built a sound. It's close. It's not there yet. When I get it there, I'm having to do it all just with a synthesizer. When I get it tuned in, I'll play it just the intro for you so you can see. At least it's in the ballpark now. It was so far away now. It's in the ballpark, but it's not exactly right. But I'm working on it. Thanks to everybody who tried to help out. And people are like, well,
once you get it, then give it to me, because I'm friends with David's wife.
Yeah,
and
he
I went VIP to one of their it was awesome. And Dave Bergman shot it, and then I was VIP with David Bryan when he came out with anyway. We'll get it to his wife, and we'll see if we can get him to comment.
All right.
Try.
He's going to go, yeah, that sounds not right. Okay. So I've got a couple hellos. Reed says, aloha from Hawaii. Dane says, hey from Independence, Missouri. Johan's here from saying hi to us both from the Netherlands. Brandon from Westcott HQ up in freezing Ohio says hi. I added the freezing Ohio part because when I was just there, it was freezing. Got a comment from Will Taylor. Will says, Peter, what do you do if you try coaching your client and their eyes are just non-squinchable? So they don't know how to squinch it.
Non-squinchable. So if you have a non-squinchable human, that means they are lacking a palpebral ligament under their eyeball, which is really not possible unless they've had an operation or something. It would be weird. So everybody's squinchable. The thing is that you have to be adept at coaching it. So what happens is when people get in front of the cameras, they open their eyes. So fear which creates fear in the onlooker. So if I take off my glasses and I go like this, that would be weird. Which camera's live? Where am I?
Where are you? Oh, you're right over there.
I'm over here.
You're on that camera right there.
Oh, right there.
Yeah.
Okay. And so my eyes are big, right? So when people get in front of cameras, that's what they do, because as humans, when we're uncertain, we open our eyes. So what happens is squinching, all I'm trying to do is to get them to go right where I am right now. I mean, if I want them to power squinch, then they can go here, and then the lower lids just come up. Do you see that? But if they're here, which is not terribly squinchy, this is squinchier, right? This is normal.
Right.
That's all I want to do is get them back to normal, because they're doing this. So you have to be able to do it yourself. Anything that you ask of your subject, you have to be able to do yourself. So I do mirror work with everybody. I'll get them in front of the mirror, and I'll do the work. I have a very good isolation of my lower eyelid, which you will need if you're going to coach people on this. So watch. See how the lower lids go up and the upper lids don't come down? You don't want the upper lids to cut. They can come down a little bit, but not much. But people very good at this will get the lower lids mobile. And people who think they can't squinch will not. They'll squint like this, and then you'll get heavy lids. So you want to watch out that you don't do that wrong. You can't do it too much either. Don't go crazy with it.
Okay, so I have a trick question for you, but James Durnford asked pretty much the question that I was going to ask. And so we're tied to it. I'll ask my question. I'm going to show James's because it kind of builds on what I was going to say. So if you talk to the selfie crowd, right, people that take a lot of selfies, they will always tell you, even people that teach selfies will tell you, when you take the camera, when you take your phone, hold it up high, because it's a more flattering position. Right? And you are saying that you're shooting low. But James's comment is this: I find that some subjects balk at the idea of being shot low. The selfie crowd are into the overhead angle to minimize the double chin action. So that's my trick question to you is, we've all been taught to shoot from a high angle because it's more flattering. And you're saying you're now shooting at a low angle. And I don't dispute it because nobody can dispute how your photos look. Your headshots are the best.
So, well,
if you could explain that, though.
Sure.
Myself,
I mean, this
James,
is for
everybody
the
watching.
world. This is for the world. Hopefully, the whole world sees this because I'm on a vendetta to get people to lower their cameras. The main thing is they obviously. Do you realize that I don't know what anniversary it is, but years ago I launched "It's All About the Jaw" on Scott's blog, and it went viral and created the shebang. That's where shebang came. Yep. It was in that video. That video is what it's all about. So what happens is that in that video I teach getting the jawline out. Like people walk around like this is not good. So if I'm like this and I go like this, am I going to look better? Most likely. But if I go like this, where's my background go? Am I going to get the nice grid back there and all that detail and stuff? No, I'm going to get the floor. Who cares about that? You want to get your cameras down so you get a nice background, and then you just want to jam your forehead out like a normal human being, like an abnormal human being. Like get your chin out to strengthen your jawline, and it's going to you're going to appear more confident, more powerful, right? Lower angle, higher angle. What all the kings do in BC or whatever. So if I go up like this and you guys shoot me at a low angle and I'm like this, who's more powerful? Me, right? But if I go down like this and the camera goes up and I'm way down here and I'm a little meek and meager, right? Who's more powerful now? Oh, you are. So in my work, I want people to look confident and powerful. You know, that's really what it's all about. So it's about confidence in the book. CNA, I call it confidence and approachability. So to get that confidence, you got to shoot them at a lower angle, right? So the only real reason that I found to go up like this, right? Most people think they're doing it for jawline. You don't need that because you get no background and you can just get your jawline out and you're fine. The only real reason when you're like this, you can't get cleavage. That's the only reason I know to go up with the camera.
I perhaps wasn't expecting that. Hey, look, there it is from 2012, is it? Yeah, February 15th. So, you know, it was a while ago. Holy cow. And look at your hair there.
That was crazy.
It evolves.
Yeah, there was volume in it. There's some volume.
There was some volume.
Volume.
All right. So Johan asks, Peter, but how can you make people squinch but not make their eyebrows go down? So only the eyes squinch.
What's the eyebrows got to do with it? See, eyebrows. Why wouldn't you want eyebrow action? There's only 3 things you can move on your face: mouth, eyes, and eyebrows. Eyebrows are awesome to be moving. If you look when you're looking at people, go out today into the world and roam the surface of the earth and look at humans. They're all using their eyebrows. Why would you not shoot them with eyebrow movement?
And remember, roam the surface of the earth. Someone needs to tweet that. I just heard someone say, go out and roam the surface of the earth. Because when you say it like that, it sounds much more complicated than walk around outside.
Yeah, exactly.
Roam
more
the
entertaining
surface of the earth.
Will sent me a picture of somebody that's non-squinchable. It's not that she's non-squinchable. It's that the photographer took the picture while she wasn't squinching.
Uh-huh.
Like, I don't have to take the picture if the person doesn't squinch. Why'd you press the button? Don't press the button.
All
it's
right.
your fault for pressing the button.
I just pressed the start button on this next one.
Here we go. We got 3 minutes.
I'll just show you all 3 real quick.
Okay.
And then we'll come back. There's a squinch situation there.
I have trouble with negative squinching. I really do.
That's negative squinch.
I have negative squinch.
I'm starting to recognize
People
that.
don't look like that in real life. Like,
No.
if they looked at you like that, you would run the other way.
Was she surprised, maybe?
They would run the other way. I think it's kind of cute with the outfit. I don't know why it dips in on the right cheek compared to the left. I would have matched that, and I would have probably lost the necklace. Is there a tattoo in there I want to see more of? And I don't want to see whatever the interior of the hood is.
Right.
But other than that, I like the quality of it. I just don't like the expression's a little weird. This guy, is he red? Is he that red? I mean, he's a character. He's a character. It's top. I mean, the light's just hitting his noggin like you wouldn't believe. It's like eye going straight to the noggin, and then the hair's a little unruly, so I wouldn't put a hair light in this situation. There's a little, I mean, I don't know if we're calibrated on the screen I'm looking at, but he's very red and he's green all in the hair.
Yeah, he's green in the hair, and we're looking at 2 different screens. And he is green on the hair for sure, red on the face. Yeah, there's a white balance issue here. You know, just desaturating the skin might help a little in this case, but that's not going to fix that bright spot on the forehead.
Yeah, just he doesn't look. I call it camera invisibility. I want to look at the picture and look like like they're not looking into a camera. This looks like he's looking into a camera and he's a little freaked out, right? Jawline over the collar's a little strange. The camera could go lower. You know, I don't like the styling on the noggin of the hair that he's trying to do something with. There's like gel in it or something. It's just a little distracting. And what I do if somebody is lacking follicular horsepower, I lower the camera to help them, and I also feather the noggin, so I give them some noggin relief. These are the type of things that I work on.
What did you say about you gave him some what kind of relief? Before the noggin, you had some
If they're lacking follicular horsepower. That's coming from my friend Mike Dutton. He gave me that, so I'm just running with it.
All right, so if you had a comment to give to this photographer to help with their headshots, what would you tell them to do in general from these?
I don't know. I would figure out a look, because all these three look decent, but they're very different looking. I gravitate towards that one because the lighting's so nice and everything's really good. It's just her expression. I would just work one look. Work that, and
if I hired this person,
I mean, I wouldn't know what I get.
Is my headshot gonna look like this, or like that, or like this?
Yeah, I don't know.
Nah, he's got a good point. Good point, Peter.
Quality in that one looks nice. I mean, we're not seeing anything that is.
Hey, I'm gonna read a comment here while I'm getting them ready for the next one. It's from Kevin Scott. A question for Peter. He says, I feel like headshots would be a great way for me to make some extra money and maybe make it a primary income. Oh, yeah. I love shooting weddings, primarily the interaction I get with subjects. What can I expect when I join the headshot crew? So first, the headshot crew is your...
Headshot Crew is my coaching site.
So
what we do is I coach everybody up through it. You get involved. There's, I've got over 100, maybe 150 or something. I don't know how many videos are on there that are private. They're private in the crew. And we do a new video every week, and I do a weekly wisdom every week. And then we go live 3 times a week with what are called crewcasts. So we actually are active working with people. We also do headshot of the week contests, headshot of the month contests, and then we critique them on these crewcasts. So it's a very active platform. And what we're doing is, not only is it a platform for teaching, it's a referral engine. So we have a referral system built in that has a contact lead generation form. So people are actually getting jobs through the site automatically because of the photographer search. And we've got really good SEO in a lot of areas. So people are getting a ton of work. And the Headshot Crew's actually got better SEO than some of their websites. So it's giving people jobs for $25 a month. You can get jobs. I mean, that's just alone is amazing. But what I like to do is I like to capture people, see what they're doing, look at their work and their body of work, unify it so it's consistent, and then figure out how they need to just do some little tweaks to fine tune. And then when they do that, if they get 15 shots by me, they become an associate of mine. And if you're an associate of mine, you can use that in your marketing. We have associates worldwide, and they're the ones that I feed jobs personally to. So I give jobs out to, we get companies that are global, and we give jobs out to them. If anybody wants to try it, today on the grid, I'm going to give you a code. It's free month, all one word. Ooh, if you want to use that code, you can try it for a month. It's $25 if you stay another month. You'll be okay, and we'll get you up to speed and see what you can do. And it's like, for me, it's the community is amazing. The people that get involved are phenomenal. I've been very fortunate to have some really great people working with me there. So give it a shot.
Code right there, free month.
Give it a shot.
Well, thank you for that, Peter. It's very kind and gracious of you. Hey, let's look at another one real quick, and then we're going to we'll break for a second. But let's go ahead and just take another one here because we're not getting through them as quickly as
I can blast through. We can go down it.
Here we go.
Okay, shot from above. The wrinkle in the neck is caused by the photographer, not the person. The person doesn't know what they look like. That little wrinkle was created in her neck by the photographer. I just don't like that because I know the photographer created it. Yeah.
This one?
So lower the camera. She's beautiful. The light looks nice. The background's too distracting for me, but it's okay if your whole body of work looks like that. The expression is a little bit lackluster, but it would probably, I'd say, I always rate these on would it get you work? And the answer would probably be yes. If somebody saw that, that would get them them work. The hair gap between the hair and the neck is like my biggest pet peeve of all time.
All right, what do you mean by the hair gap?
Stand it. The hair gap.
You mean this here?
Yes, I
That
can't
little
stand it. It
circle right
bothers me
there.
so much. I didn't even look at her face. I didn't look at the hat. I didn't look at her face. Like, she would be so adorable with the bangs without that hat. I would shoot. Anytime somebody comes in with jewelry or a hat or something distracting, I shoot on and off. She's gorgeous. The light's gorgeous. The smile's infectious. I really think she's adorable. I would lower the camera and get rid. I would definitely retouch that gap, but that shouldn't be there. That's a 2-second go in, smush it in. Don't let the light blow through it, and then you get an amazing shot. She's adorable, super adorable. This is cool. It's a little funky, but you can't do a commercial portfolio with that, but it's a cool shot. And I would say that most headshots that are commercially viable, the person's looking in the camera. This is more of an artsy shot, but it's cool. I like the fact that the photographer's playing, and the guy looks like he's having a good time in there. I would lower the camera and maybe watch that hot spot on the forehead.
All right. Dang, Peter. Well done.
Look at that.
Bang.
Right
That's
through
a
it.
shebang. All
Right
right, we're
through
going
it.
to take a short break. When we come back, the Sultan of Shebang will still be here. We have a lot more. We have some more images to look at, some more info, fun stuff, giveaways. Let's do some.
My name is Kaylee Greer, and I'm a professional dog photographer. Kelby 1 has been monumental in this journey of mine. I have the opportunity to pull from years and combine professional experience, like the support system at the touch of a button. Kelby1.com.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Canon.
Make sure you don't miss any episodes of The Grid by subscribing to Apple's podcast app or iTunes. It's free, and we even have a special audio-only version, too. So sign up today.
Hey, everybody, Scott Kelby here with Peter Hurley. We are back. We got lots of cool stuff going on, including some giveaways. Let's pull some giveaway names right now. So here's what we're giving away today. We're giving away some cool stuff. We're giving away a Platypod Ultra, the greatest invention in the history of man, perhaps, the Platypod Ultra. It works as your tripod. Yeah, it do. You put your ball head on here. Do you have one of these?
No.
Have you ever used one?
No. A platypod? No.
Do you know what a platypod is?
I've seen it before because I think I've seen you give it away before. But yeah, I have not used one.
Oh my God, we got to get you a platypod. You will love this thing on a level you can't even imagine.
Really? This is going to improve my headshot photography from the level it's already at?
Oh crap! No, it's not. All right, but if you decide to do something other than headshot photography,
Okay. I do on occasion.
you're no help at all. All right, we are going to give away the best book on headshot photography ever made. Peter Hurley, The Headshot.
It's very true.
You know who designed this cover?
Jessica,
Me.
you did?
I designed this cover.
Oh, I didn't know that. You
Yes,
did.
I
That's
did.
right.
You were
came up
sitting
with
there
that.
when I did it.
Yeah, and you had another line underneath that was funny. What was it? Do you remember?
Oh, I forget. It was something
I'm gonna
naughty.
find it.
It was bad. But anyway, I even picked the cover image. You had to go through and get the
you did.
get the
I had
shot
to get the
done.
release.
You
from
had to
her.
get the release from her, and she was gracious about
famous
it.
actress.
And she is a famous actress.
Krista
She's one of my
Rodriguez, yeah.
all-time favorite. She had the role of the diva in the NBC hit series Smash, which is now on Netflix,
Yes.
and it's tearing up Netflix.
There
and
we
she's
go.
great in it.
She's amazing.
Anyway, we're going to give away a copy of Peter's book, The Headshot. It is wonderful. And this book, Peter wrote it. So he said, oh, we wrote it together. We didn't write it together. Peter wrote it. I worked with him on developing it. And I learned so much during that process about him because he's one of the most interesting people. By the way, can I just mention something? One of the things that Peter was doing here today was he did a personal interview with Calibra. So we have these interviews where we don't talk about your work, we talk about you as a person. So we have a whole series of these interviews, and we've got some great photographers in there. And when we knew Peter was going to be in the area, we asked Peter to do one of these interviews, and she said the interview was fantastic.
I enjoyed it.
She
Yeah,
said
it
you
was
were great.
It was
which
very cool.
I'm like, it's Peter Hurley. Come on. Of course it's going to be great.
I like to talk about myself.
But it was nice to. But what's nice about these is it's not asking like, what's your favorite light, what's your favorite f-stop. Every interview asks that stuff. This was really about you, the guy behind the lens, not you, the guy with gear. All right, I have to wake up my timer again here in a second. And we're also giving away a copy of my book, Photoshop for Lightroom Users, right here. So we're giving away 2 books and the fabulous Platypod Ultra, the Ultra.
Let me see that thing.
Yeah, you're gonna love it. All right, provided there's one actually in there. No, that's just an empty box. It's a sham. It's a sham. No, we actually have one here someplace because sometimes when I need one, I come to the grid set and steal it.
You do. You like them.
Grab us a winner for the Platypod empty box. How about Veronica? So Veronica or Veronica, you just won a Platypod Ultra. Congratulations. Gary Anderson, you just won. Yes, say it. Peter Hurley's The Headshot book, cover designed by Scott Kelby, and
There you go.
Photoshop for Lightroom users. There you have it. Photoshop for Lightroom users by Scott Kelby. I've heard of him.
Chris
anyway,
is winning. You didn't mention
and
the
that's
winner.
the winner is Chris.
The winner is Chris.
Chris, who's a Kelby One member. Yay, way to go.
Okay.
Hey, speaking of Kelby One members, this weekend we have a special, very special event Saturday. If you're anywhere near our headquarters in Tampa, Florida, we're going to have an open house here and a gallery showing for Kelly Robitaille. I think we think how it's pronounced. But she is an amazing artist, and she does these incredible... Now, Peter, you saw her work hanging in the gallery.
Yeah, I was amazed by it. I mean, it looks like a ton of work went into that work.
It does look like a ton of work.
Oh, my gosh.
Just incredible stuff. You're going to want to come and see her work
beautiful.
in person.
Oh, there she is.
Anyway, there's Kelly.
Look at that headshot of her. I like that.
That is a good headshot,
Look at that.
isn't
That
it?
looks like a Peter Hurley special.
That does.
All right.
That does look like a Peter Hurley shot. That's nice.
Look
She's
at
got a
that.
great
She's
expression.
got a good energy.
It's perfectly cropped. Nothing distracting.
It's really nice.
That is really
There's
nice.
a big earring that's sticking out on the left side for some reason. No.
You're not allowed to critique her headshot.
A little bit of shoulder slope going on.
Yes.
The camera's a little high. No, sorry. It's good. Kelly, it's beautiful.
Anyway, we're very excited to host Kelly this week, and we have a wine and cheese reception. It's open to Kelby One members and their guests. So if you want to go, just stop by that website. I don't know what the website is where you sign up and register, but it's free. And if you go to Eventbrite and search for Kelby One, and you will find it immediately. and come. It's a lot of fun. So it's the opening reception, so you'll get to meet Kelly and look at her work in person. And then we do an interview, and you're invited. We have our own theater here. You'll be able to go into the theater and listen to Larry Becker, who is our host. And Larry is just wonderful. He is such a great interviewer.
I love Larry.
I know
love
everybody.
Him. Love Larry.
Find somebody that doesn't love Larry.
Who
everybody
wouldn't?
loves.
He's amazing.
He's a mensch. The guy's amazing. Anyway, so Larry's going to be here, and it's going to be a fun night. So this Saturday night, we'd love to have you come by, and you get to see the grid set and a tour of the offices here, and also it's all
That's very
fun
cool.
night. Let's look at some more images. What do you say? Let's bounce into these right here. Here we go with
Did
Peter
we
Hurley.
mention we're both going to be at WPPI next week?
You did. We're both going to be at WPPI next week. So there's
exciting. that. I'm excited. There's excitement.
It's a great show.
Yeah.
Here we go. So first one, second one.
She's excited. Look at the glove situation. All right, so first off, we know who this is, kind of, because of the watermark. I don't watermark images. I just don't. I just know a lot of people do that. I'm just like, I don't get it.
Nah.
I mean, maybe,
watermarking
it's not. You
Well,
know,
let's just say that she's not watermarking it. She's branding it.
Yeah. Latent Images Photography, is that what it is? Latent Image?
Yep.
All right. We wouldn't know what we're getting from her either, or him.
Yeah, so this is like a very
My
classic.
gosh, the hand doesn't match the face at all. And
Yeah,
it's
the
really super
color's
warm.
crazy.
Yeah, we got a crazy earring situation. We got a
We have a crazy earrings.
prominent nostril situation.
That's too low an angle there?
It's low. This is too low. Yeah, guys, believe me, you can go too low very quickly. I do a video called Note the Nostrils. If you're looking up the nose, you know you got an issue. If you can't see the nostrils, then you know you're probably too high, unless the person's got an HNP, which is a high nostril presence, and then you just have to be careful. We do acronyms on the headshot crew.
I see that. High nostril presence. All right. So this is not happening.
No, I mean, the hand is red compared to the face is full of makeup and yellow. You got to do some color correction here, you know, and then she's just gazing off into, it's just it's a floating head with a hand that's half crowd. It's just a little strange for me. Very red ear. We got a lot of wind. I like wind. Generally not when I'm photographing people with you know, hair that's going all over their
This just kind of looks like an iPhone shot.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we were at the beach. Look over here. Click.
Yeah, which is different. I mean, that's okay to get that kind of stuff of friends.
Oh,
but,
sure.
You know.
But this isn't going to get you work.
No, not going to get you work.
This might get you work.
It's cute. I would have retouched the antenna. My eye goes right to the antenna, doesn't it?
Right over here? Yeah.
Get rid of that. And
Yeah.
get rid of the branded, I
get rid of
like
the
the
watermark.
one glove thing. You know.
It works. It works for
Kinda
some
cool,
entertainers.
The little stickers on her cheeks. I mean,
Yeah,
it's cute.
LSU
It's a lot of
Tigers or
energy.
something.
It's a lot of energy. Lots
All
of
right.
energy.
All right. Well, let's take a look. Let's hey, real quickly, Peter, Scott's asking, Scott Rosenthal, not me.
Scott, my buddy
Peter,
Scott.
who was your favorite person to shoot besides Scott Kelby, who you did shoot?
I did shoot Scott, and Scott's got my headshot plastered all over the place,
Yes,
which
I
I'm
do.
so happy
I
about.
love that headshot. It's my favorite headshot ever. That's why I put it all over the place.
Amazing. It's hard to say who my favorite person to shoot was overall. I mean, my favorite person
not that
of
hard.
late. It was Scott. Scott, it was just working with Scott was amazing. It was nerve-wracking.
Oh yeah.
But we did it. We got the job done. I would say one of my recent posts on Instagram was of Marcus Samuelson. He's a famous chef. He's on all sorts of chef stuff. He's a Michelin-starred guy, and I had the most interesting morning with him. And the first shot I took of him, I posted on my Instagram. If you guys go and follow me at Peter_Hurley, you can see it's like the third shot. Maybe it's in the last six shots.
Was Peter Hurley not available?
Peter Hurley was available. I took it, and then my friend, who's really bugged me, Jake, who said, no, you have to be the same on Twitter and Instagram. So I lost Peter Hurley because I was Peter_Hurley on Twitter, and that was a big mistake. Thanks.
Let's look at another
Thanks, Jake.
set of images here. Here we go.
Okay, here we go. This looks really nice. This is nicely lit. The energy in this guy is great, right? We're a little high on the camera, but not too bad. This is okay. This is okay. This looks consistent. It looks like consistent work. I would get the jawline out. Even I get this question all the time. If somebody has scruff or a beard, do you need to get the jawline out? Of course, we're stretching the skin. He needs that jawline out. You got to get it out. This is more squared up. See the simplicity factor on these? Very simple. This photographer's getting done, needs to lower their camera in each shot just a little bit for my taste, but really nice. Expressions are nice and genuine.
Yeah.
And I like the work. There you
Dang,
go.
that
Get
was
it up on
quick.
Headshot Crew. What are you doing? Maybe it is on Headshot Crew. I do not know.
I don't know. We'll go look for another one. Let's see.
Look how
question-
fast that was.
That was brilliantly fast. Question to Peter. Do you have a particular technique that you use for cropping in headshots? Like, do you have a formula you use or?
Well, that's a really good question. So what I used to do is I used to crop all in camera. And I used to shoot slower. I shot manual focus. I shot medium format. And I used to crop in camera and take my time. I was a slower shooter. And then I switched to Canon in the autofocus. And now I got eye detect. So now it's like, oh my gosh, I'm shooting the EOS R with the eye detection. And now I don't have to recompose.
You're shooting the EOS R? I love that camera.
I love it.
I love that
I
camera.
love it. I haven't put it down. I got the other ones, and since I got this one, I haven't put it down.
Yeah, I put
It's right
mine
here.
down because they asked for their loaner back. So
Right here. Yeah, they asked for the loaner back. I bought it. What's wrong with you?
I don't have Peter Hurley money. Come on. I'm not running a Headshot Crew here. Ridiculous. Sure, you bought it.
So now what I did was, the other thing was I shot all actors. So actors to me I needed them to come across the casting director's desk really up close and personal. So I used to crop into the top of the head, and I used to, creatively crop beneath, but I used to always keep their eyes above center line cropped in the top of the head. Now I shoot more corporate than that because the headshot game changed. There's work out there for everybody, by the way. And now what I do is I like to leave a smidgen. Since I lowered my camera, it's harder to, in my old age, I've been lowering my camera, right? So it's harder to crop in the top of your head if you're shooting from a low angle. So I leave a smidgen of room up here just so they can extend the background.
In my old age?
Yeah.
I'm going to find something on this set and beat you with it. My old age.
So I've been leaving a smidgen up here and then, worried less about the composition's still key. But then the other thing was my retouch, because I don't retouch my own stuff. I have retouchers. But what I found was when I didn't crop in camera, they don't creatively crop the way I would see it. So I opened a can of worms. I caused a pickle. I'm in a pickle. So now I have to make sure the crop is right if I'm not cropping in camera. So I do half cropping in camera when I'm thinking about it and half not. It's just happened like recently. So anyway, I don't know if that helped.
Let's take a look at another one, shall we? I'll hit the start button here, and here we go.
This is just too much distance. What do you
Three
need all
images.
that for?
By the way, Kevin
Behind
O is
strings? What's
asking, it would
going
be
on?
great to get some comments on the lighting of the headshots as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we've been talking
Yeah,
about
we've
a
been
little bit
talking
about
about
the
it.
lighting. This
All
is
right.
Mark's, obviously. Mark shouldn't
Yeah.
have done that because it's not blind anymore.
Yeah, it's not blind. We now know it's
now
Mark.
we now know it's Mark. All right. Lighting-wise on this one, I'm pretty good with it. I just have this thing that's in the book. I think we call it crevice face, right? Maybe it was crater face in the book. Crevice face is when you have laugh line. People have laugh lines. These lines here. When you shoot a little top heavy, what happens is you get big shadows in there, and it makes the nose more prominent, and it gets the face 3D. If you want to flatten that out, you got to fill those shadows. So it's nice to get a light from underneath. Also, he's doing something funny with his arms. It's wrinkling the shirt. He's a little far away. We don't need that much distance away if it's a good headshot. This also looks like he held the smile a little too long. He might have gotten laughing initially, but now he looks like he held it just a little bit too long for me.
Let's crop this thing, so shall we?
Yeah, crop this
How
thing.
would you like to see it cropped?
Well, I would crop off the left shoulder, so you take a little bit of that arm off, that arm girth. Take that off. Left shoulder. Go in on the left shoulder. Crop in on the top of the head, too. Let's get feisty here. There you go. Now, from there, just come in on the head. Yeah, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. Go, stop. Don't, you got to show, yeah, a little bit more, down. Right there. Stop that. Now, try that. Is that better?
Much better.
Right?
Totally.
But still, it's held in the smile for me. Lighting's okay. I would just be careful of the. You got to be careful if you're getting shadows in the laugh lines with smiles.
Gotcha.
All right, this is just green and Flairsville. And
Yeah, Flairsville.
all- yeah.
Lens flare is cool, but this just looks, it's lost so much contrast on your subject.
I mean, the background's so horrific. This is like I can't even tell what that is behind. What I don't even want to know what that is. What is that?
It's a thing.
This is WTFB, we call it.
What is that?
Where's the blank body? Where's the blank-ing body?
I got it. I got
All
that.
right, good. Sorry.
Thank you for explaining that.
We use acronyms on the head checker. You can go to our knowledge base and you can see them. So this is, WTFB. So a floating head, it's just too much, no body, a lot of neck, double chinsville a little bit there, shooting from above. Need to get that chin out. She's
no catch
pretty.
lights in her eyes, too. The lack of catch lights is a little...
It's a little strange, right? I had a client write in the other day. I shot him twice. And the other day he wrote in, can you get those lights out of my eyes? I was like, you don't want to do that.
No, you want the lights in your eyes. It makes you look alive.
Yeah, exactly.
2 minutes, 55 seconds. Well done. All right. Hey, coming up next, we're going to look at a few more, and we've got some other interesting, semi-interesting news. So, there's that. So stick around. Peter Hurley's here.
I'm so glad to be here.
He's the Sultan of Shebang.
Is there a lens I can get that's really going to make a difference? Well, I can tell you my favorite one, an ultra wide angle. When you go really wide and you shoot from like a low perspective or a high perspective, or you put something important in the foreground, oh my gosh, you can make the most epic shots. I mean, they are night and day difference. You'll be like, this is incredible. And people are like, what's the secret? I'm going to show you in my brand new class. I've got the Tamron, the brand new Tamron 15 to 30. Incredible lens for the money, so wide, so sharp, so beautiful. You're going to love it. You're going to learn a lot. But then we're going to go on location in the Tampa Theater. It is historic 1926 classic movie theater and event location. Tons to shoot. I'm going to show you all my favorite techniques, all my favorite stuff. You're going to learn it all, and you're going to be taking those giant, epic, cinematic shots. So come check out my new class on shooting ultra-wide lenses. The Tamron 15 to 30 is the new G2 version. And this class is only found one place, exclusively here at Kelby One.
So this class covers curves, and a lot of people are intimidated by curves because it has a histogram and there's a whole lot of little features on there. People will just go to levels and do some simple things, and that's great, but you can do so much more with curves. There's so much more nuance. If you want to adjust just the fill for a certain part, you can bring that out just with a couple clicks. If you need to adjust the color, you can do that. And then there's all these other effects that you can do with curves by applying blending modes and clipping it, of how you can control tonality, how you can control color, and get into all the little nitty-gritty features of the curves and curves adjustment layer. The whole point is to really make it as easy to understand as possible. Unlock the power of curves. Check out my new class on kelby1.com.
The ProPhoto B1X has taken our industry by storm. It is an amazing light. It lets you go on location and have studio quality light wherever you go in a really small, compact kind of unit. And let me tell you what, it is just amazing, and I want to show you how to use it. You're going to be able to get up and running with it immediately. And because it's so small and so lightweight, you're going to want to take it on location. And after we learn all the classroom stuff, that's exactly what we're doing. We're going to go on location. We're going to do a safari fashion shoot. You're going to see the whole thing from start to finish. And at the end, I'm going to give you a quick start guide so you can come back at any time and quickly see, okay, here's how I set it up. Here's how I use it, and you can start making great pictures on location, but you can have studio quality light anywhere you go. So come check out my new class on the ProPhoto B1X, and it's only here at Kelby One.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Platypod, the world's most compact tripod base.
Hey, Scott Kelby here. We are with Mr. Peter Hurley, the Sultan of Shebang, the insatiable, vivacious. I don't have anything else. And he's the third one.
Insatiable, vivacious, and adorable.
Adorable. That was exactly what I was thinking. Please insert cricket sounds there in post. Anyway,
there we go.
Hey, we got a question from Sarah. Before we get to Sarah's question, just want to mention, hey, Photoshop World registration is open. You know who's teaching at Photoshop World? Live? Yeah, this guy, Peter Hurley. All of the cool people will be there. You should be too. If you go now, you can grab and schedule events. You can go grab, register early, grab discounts. If you're a Kelby One member, you save $100 off. If you register early, you save $100 off. You can save a couple $100 right now. So go to PhotoshopWorld.com and get all the details. That's not PhotoshopWorld.com. That's the ticket place. But there is PhotoshopWorld.com, and there's all kinds of fun events. Make sure you bring your camera because there's a ton of stuff to shoot.
I'm teaching
Hurley.
headshot career startup. So if you want to make a headshot career out of yourself and make some money with headshots, you got to be in that class.
You got to be in that class. Peter Hurley, come on. Come on.
That's what it's all about.
And you'll see in person that he is even more handsome than he appears. I like the way you got like a slideshow running there.
Good
It's nice.
stuff. Look at that.
That
It's
is
working.
good stuff.
I
Good
didn't
stuff.
know. Is it my website does that on its own? Cool.
Your website does that on its own.
Look
You
at
ever
that.
been to your website? It's
Not
good.
much. No.
It's very nice. It's very nice.
Look at that, Shelby. That's my
Look at
buddy
that.
Shelby.
That's a great shot. I love that shot. That's a good
boy.
shot.
Boris. That was
Oh, he's got a
cool
great
shot.
name,
Yeah.
Boris.
Oh, there's Eric Peterson.
Oh, these
He's a
are
character.
wonderful.
Oh, that guy got me work last week. Somebody said, I saw Chris Matthews on the site. I saw if it's good enough for Chris Matthews, it's good enough
Good
for me.
enough for you. There you
I
go.
was like, great.
I love that one. That's one of my favorites too.
Great.
She has a
Yeah.
great jawline.
Katrina Bowden, yeah.
All right. Question from Sarah. What do you do about people with rounder faces?
You just tell them that they got to come back after they lose some weight. No, I'm kidding.
All right.
I mean, I
tweet
do.
that.
Guys, we are personal brand managers. So you're going to make the person look good on their best day. So what you do is generally you shoot them straight on. So you're trying to create jawline. You're not going to create as much jawline if you turn them to the side. So you're going to keep their body straight. You're going to keep their chin straight. You're going to make sure you get the chin out and you watch all this area because that's where you're going to take the weight off the most. You can also get into some lighting that would sculpt their face
Like
a little
short
bit.
lighting or something?
If it was
Short
a
light 'em?
guy, I usually do that. I'll light them, but with women, I usually just stick with beauty light and work on the jawline where I have them do the hook lasso, the HLSM, the hook lasso string maneuver.
Yeah, but guys, I want you to focus on something that Peter said there. What he said was, and what you will want to tweet is, if someone has a round face, tell them to lose weight and come back. Because that's really, the rest is all just bull. It's just made up stuff you say on a TV show. The truth is, they have a round face. You tell them about the keto diet.
There you go. Intermittent fasting, keto, like I'm on right now. Hey, you know what the other thing? But the other thing is that you're not trying to portray them in a different light than what they walk around, and you're trying to make them look as good as they would look on their best day.
Do you ever call them? Do you ever refer to them as moon pie?
No, I never used
No?
that term. I
No.
thought that was something that when I was a kid, I ate a moon pie.
Yeah, but moon pies were very round. Do you ever remember that?
Yeah, I remember. Round.
Moving along, let's look at another person, shall we? Because we're out of time already. So here we go. 1, 2, and 3. Looks like 3 completely different photographers.
Yeah. Yep.
Even the skin tones and the processing is different.
Which is not good.
No.
Not good.
No.
We got an earring hanging out for no apparent reason. We're shot high, shooting down on her. Awesome smile, gorgeous girl, beautiful light. I like everything. I even like the
light's nice,
background's
isn't it?
kind of cool. I like the shot in general. I just wish I wasn't shooting down. I probably would try and stray away from whatever the white is in the neck because it's kind of distracting. Just retouch off the earring. The earring doesn't have to be there. You only see one. Get rid of that sucker. And the people that want earrings or necklaces, I always shoot them with it and then I take it off for myself. I'm like, if I'm going to put it in I'm always shooting for myself. If I'm going to put it in my portfolio, it's not going to be there. I'm not going to shoot it. I'll shoot it for them if they want to use it. But she's got an infectious smile. This shot gets you work. I would actually try. It's hard when you're shooting outside to match that look across your portfolio. That's the only issue. But this is beautiful work. So if this person can do this consistently, the other shots were not like this though, right?
Yeah, this one looks the most professional.
Yeah.
Maybe doesn't.
He looks big. He looks like a big guy. He probably is a big guy, but I would help him out and try and, get the body not to look so big. Work on that expression. He definitely needs a squinch or something. Background's a little distracting, but kind of cool. Black and white conversion looks good to me, but I do a whole portfolio of black and white if you're going to do that.
Yeah. Her hair looks overlit.
I'm not a plan. Yeah, the hair's over. I'm not a fan of the fake eyelash situation that we have going on. There's also a whole eyebrow conversation that we could get into that I don't want to right now. We don't have time for that. But beautiful smile, needs to draw out a little bit more than that, so you don't get that little, that little action down by the chin. The smile doesn't have as much energy in the mouth or the eyes as it could, so it could look more real. It looks like she's holding it, and for some reason, I'm getting a variation between the eyes. So the right eye looks a little bit more closed down than the left. I'm getting more focus on the left eye, her left eye, camera right, than the right eye. The right eye looks a little lost to me. I'd work on that. And I think it's too hot for me in the highlights. This girl's skin tone can't be like this. And the hair spread underneath is a little too spread out on both sides. And it's just, you're right, there's so much pop going on in the hair that it doesn't
do this
to me. Yeah, just do that with
Not
everybody.
This. Okay, do that with everybody.
Yeah.
All right, Peter, we're going to look at one more. We have some great questions. We're going to wrap things up. All right, we're going to look at one more. One more for Peter Hurley. Here we go.
Neck wrinkles caused by the photographer. Sternocleidomastoid, but this is pterodactyl neck.
Pterodactyl neck. There's nothing worse than pterodactyl neck.
I mean, the photographer created that. So if you want to turn somebody that much, you've got to drop the shoulder and then drop your camera to get the neck wrinkles out. We've got hair swept over both shoulders. I would have it down off one, which would be the back one in this case. She's got a negative squinch going. Mouth's kind of flat. The kick from the background's hitting the tip of her nose. We're getting, it's just kind of distracting in the way it's coming around the chin. And she just looks kind of freaked out overall.
She looks freaked out overall.
Yeah. The hair's too messy. She's tongue jamming. And the chin's way down. I would either get the chin up or lower the camera. The smile just looks, she's just jamming her tongue in there. You gotta watch that.
Jamming her tongue in there.
Tongue jammer.
Tongue jammer.
I like the vibe of her. I like her attitude. It just looks like there's flare and light coming out from everywhere, and I don't know what's going on. And then there's a lot of makeup, and the jawline's beautiful, but it's just, it's not simple enough. Yeah, it could be way simpler.
Background lights like hitting her nose and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, there's just stuff happening. The shape of her nose looks funny because of that. Am I right?
Yes, you're right. It looks bulbous when it probably in real life is not.
Bulbous is the word, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Peter. We have some questions here. We're just going to give them to you real quick. Jock's got a really good point here. He says, what if your Peter Hurley shot, so you're on a dating site and you have a Peter Hurley shot and it looks great, but then you meet the person in real life and she won't keep her chin out, then what?
So Jock is trying to get dates, and he saw a girl that had a great shot, and then he met her, and she was a mess.
Well, she wouldn't keep her chin out.
Right.
What do you do?
Jock has to be disappointed.
I'm sure he was. Peter asked, this question is for Peter. How many shots do you do during a headshot session, and what would you recommend? I think
Whatever
they're probably
it takes to get it done. I don't really. It depends. I mean, I shoot fast. I shoot a lot. I would say. So what I normally say, I shoot per look. What I do is I shoot a look, and then I change the looks. So I don't charge per look. I charge on a base. It's kind of based on time. So my mini session's a half hour. So in a half hour, I don't care how many times they change. I care about how many I'm shooting per look. So if they're amazing in front of the camera, they're owning it, it's 30 shots. Because I know I'm going for 10. It means they only did 20 bad ones. I got 10 good ones.
Right.
But that's rare. Usually it's about 50 shots of the first look. I would say if they're good, if they're decent and pretty good, it's about 80 shots. If they're starting to get a little bit worse, it's about 100. If they're pretty bad, it's a 150, and it's 200 plus if they're terrible to get 10 shots.
And that's in 30 minutes.
No. The first look, which could be 5 to 10 minutes. I could shoot 200 shots of somebody who's not getting it.
Oh, okay.
It depends.
So I just want to recap. So on the first look,
yeah,
you're shooting for. You'd love to get 30.
I'd like to get 10
but you will
good
shoot
ones.
as many as 200 if it's not coming together. But you want 10 good looks of the first look
that meet my spec.
That meet your spec. Okay.
By the end of the session, I might have shot 500 shots total. They're going away with 100 to 200, somewhere in there. I keep every good one, and I toast everything that I don't like, even if they like it. If they like it and I don't like it, I'm just using Capture One, and I just mark it red anyway, and I keep going. If they see it, they go, "What'd you do?" I said, "Well, this angle of your face makes you look a little heavier. You got to delete that."
Yeah, that'll work. You say that to any person, they're like, yeah, that's out.
It's got to go. If you don't like it, you should be editing your work down to your best shots.
All right,
I believe there's an editing class on Kelby.
There is a class on how Peter edits, and it's very, very good. It's a very popular class.
There you go.
There you go. All right. So this last one, Peter, is a very specific one. He wants to know, like, what settings you're using when you're taking headshots, your shutter speed, your f-stop, etc. First off, you're shooting the EOS R?
Everybody gets it. That question I get all the time. Does it
Well,
really
yeah.
matter? Let's talk about it.
Well, because it's weird because it is the settings for your lighting setup. If you don't have Peter's lighting setup, it won't work because
Right.
that's you're exposing for the scene. But
I'll tell you what they are, and I'll tell you why. So first, it's based on consistency. What is going to create the look of your work the most? What's the one factor on a camera that's really going to change the look of your work? It's your camera lens combination and the aperture. So the aperture is always first, right? I happen to be I had this friend Cameron, my nickname used to be 6.3. He always called me 6.3, but now I've changed to 5.0. So I went from medium format to DSLR, and I went, well, now I'm shooting mirrorless, and I'm at 5.0. So that's my aperture. So now
you're rolling in your 5.0.
I'm rolling in my 5.0.
With your rag top down with
I
your
like
hair.
that. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
So now we have to go to probably, let's go shutter speed next. I shoot people standing. How much are they going to move when they're standing? They're not going to move much, but a 60th of a second is going to get movement. 80th is going to get a little bit more. 100th of a second is not really going to get much movement. If I go 1/125th, I'm covered. I'm usually at 100th of a second because I like to burn in my my continuous because I shoot mixed strobe on the background with continuous, and I like burning it in. I drag the shutter so that I let those continuous lights burn in. And I like a beefy digital file, so I like to be around, you know, for me with my lights. So the human eye on continuous lighting with the Westcott system that I designed and developed, the Peter Hurley Flex Kit, which is now becoming the Peter Hurley Cine Kit, which we're launching in WPP. I don't know if I was allowed to say that, but I said it.
It's been
too
said.
late. I said it. 30% of the power coming out of that thing is enough for the human eye. I can't take more than that. So that's going to determine my ISO, which is 200. So we're going f5, 1/100th of a second, ISO 200.
Lens is?
Usually 70 to 200 f4 when I'm in the studio. If I'm traveling, right now I have the 24 to 105 with me
And
f4.
generally, like, how tight are you in? 100?
I'm always at about 92.
92. Well, that's very, very specific. Thank you.
92.
That's very specific.
And if I do shoot a prime, it's going to be usually it's the 100 millimeter macro, usually.
All right. The 100 millimeter macro is a great portrait
It's a nice lens.
It was a very nice lens.
And it's
All right.
not, or it's a decent price too.
Yeah, it's not expensive.
I think B&H has $100 off on it right now. Am I allowed to say that?
Of course, B&H. Are you kidding? We love B&H. I haven't been there since yesterday. I was
You were
literally there yesterday.
yesterday.
I was there yesterday.
I put the 100 millimeter macro in my I have a newsletter that goes out each week. We have the Gear of the Week. It's a Gear of the Week is the 100 millimeter macro at B&H with the $100 discount. So go grab that.
Boom.
Great lens.
Where can people go learn more about Peter Hurley? Where can they follow you on social, the whole 9 yards?
Social. So Instagram's Peter_Hurley. That's really where I'm at. There is a Peter Hurley headshot group on Facebook. If you want to join that, you can hang out with me there. And you can go to peterhurley.com to see my work. And all my coaching and everything that I do runs through my crew, which is the headshotcrew.com. If you go to headshotcrew.com, you can see my workshop schedule. I've got New York, LA, Chicago, Amsterdam, Lisbon, Portugal. All of those are on my schedule currently, so you can always go to the workshop
when you're in Lisbon,
link
are you hooking up with
Pedro?
No, with Cheeky
Joao?
Nando. Cheeky Nando.
Is that Joao?
No.
Cheeky Nando.
Cheeky Nando is the king of Lisbon.
Oh, really?
You got to meet with him. He is the photography king of Lisbon. One of the greatest guys. He's a moderator at the Kelby One community. Seriously, you must meet Nando.
I think Pedro's watching. We got to meet Nando, Pedro. Look, there's
Pedro,
15,000 photographers on the site. Why would you not be one of them in 132 countries? Get on there.
Get on there.
Use the code free month to get a month with me. You can do the gold or platinum package to get into the coaching. And fire it up. Give it a shot.
And by the way, I
Nothing
have
to
talked
lose.
to people who have been to your workshops. Nothing but like amazing experience, changed my life. I've made a ton of money. Nothing but great. I'd never talked to anyone that's been in workshops that didn't rave about it. Literally just like it was the best thing ever.
Thank you. That's awesome. Well, a lot of them come from you, so I have to thank you for that.
It's
I
a boomerang.
that.
You send it out, it comes right back.
It's
Boom.
amazing.
Thank you, guys.
Amazing.
Thanks to my crew here. They stayed a little late today. We ran over by about 15 minutes. So thank you to my crew, to Jason in the what's that room back there where he sits? Control room. That's it. To Christina, who was moderately moderating today. To Juan, who was using the jib like a boss. Speaking of Juan, are you following Juan on Instagram? You should be. _Juan Alfonso.
I follow him.
Everybody follows him, for God's sakes. Look, it's Juan. And look, he's got a thumbs up. Come on. That's so positive. Anyway, go check out the Juanster on the gram. There you go. A little behind the scenes
And
with the Juanster.
There it is. Can
All
we
right.
leave with a shebang, Scott? Tell me when we're going to leave, and then I'll
Well,
wait.
when you see the jib moving upwards, that's
Yeah.
it, and that's your time. But they will
Okay.
hold for the shebang.
Okay, you ready? Move the jib.
Yep, I'm going to
3,
step back.
2, 1. Shebang! Bye, guys. Thank you.